Here we go.
Welcome back to another episode of the Merge Feast. It's the episode before the season premiere. So
Hey,
less
you
than
didn't
a
say
week.
finale this time.
I practice.
job.
I practice.
Nice.
No, we've got less than a week until the season premiere. So I don't know about you guys, but I could not be more excited. I feel like it seemed so far away for so long, and now it's here. So I know we've talked a little bit about this, but we wanted to do something a little fun this season and involve our listeners and viewers. So, Brandon, tell us what we've got in store this season.
I can do that. Yeah, so this year we are doing a community survivor fantasy league. We've done show fantasy drafts before, but this year in conjunction with our show draft, we want to do something with our listeners. So this year through Bracketology TV, it is a website or an app that you can download. I'll have that information on the screen and in the show notes. But basically, it is a weekly fantasy draft where you each week select a team of castaways and win or lose points based on things they do or say, outlined in the rules that are on the website. You can check that out once you get there. You'll set a new lineup every week. You can choose the same contestants or mix it up every time. But just something we want to do that we can be engaged with each other and kind of have some friendly rivalries going on the show and in the Merge Feast community. So again, bracketology.tv, you can do that on the website or in an app. Again, all of that information will be in the show notes. Get into it because we have to have it done before September 24th, which is next week. So we got a week to do it. So get in there. You don't want to miss out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And you're going to have to beat me, so I'm already calling I'm going to win.
It's okay. You've been wrong before.
I understand.
A couple times.
No, I'm excited. So I know a couple people that use the same bracketology for Big Brother, and I think you can do it for like any reality TV show, like The Bachelor and all that stuff. So kind of fun. Keep you engaged in the season, and then engaged with us as well. And we've talked. I don't know if we'll have it done by next week or not, but we've talked about creating a Discord just to maybe talk some trash to each other in there. So stay tuned for that. That'll probably be in the show notes or up on the screen whenever we get that done. So definitely check that out. So I know we're obviously doing the fantasy draft or the fantasy league there. We didn't do it last season, but in past seasons we've kind of done our own, like between the three of us, just based on the bio that comes out, and kind of each pick 3 guys and 3 girls and have our own little tribe and draft there. So I know we all kind of have our list, but I kind of want to go through everybody's list and who they picked, why they picked them, and that'll give us a chance to kind of go over the cast list of season 49. So
I like it.
do you want to just alternate? Logan, you go first.
Yeah, I'll do that. So my first pick is going to be Jeremiah Ing, I guess is how you say it, hopefully. A couple of things that stood out or whatnot for him. He is somebody that likes to test himself, and he's been to like 44 different countries and continents, testing his limits. His family actually doesn't know that he's on the show. Everybody around him thinks that he's climbing Mount Everest, and so they're going to be surprised whenever they find out he's on the show. So somebody that just likes to test themselves in some maybe difficult situations and all, so might be able to power through the adversity.
The worst thing about him, though, is that he's Canadian.
It's true. It's got to be nice, though, right?
Wow,
I
okay,
mean-
Barney Stinson. Jeez.
Their cops are called Mounties. I like it. Brandon, who's your first pick?
My first pick is fellow Canadian Jake Latimer. And I think the fact that he's Canadian is one of the best things about him. Canadians have fared pretty well on Survivor in recent years. Erica won Survivor 41. Genevieve, who's one of our favorite contestants, is also Canadian. She's one of the best players of the new era. Jake takes pride in being a nice guy, and he wants to be one of the few nice guys that has managed to make it to the end and win Survivor. So shout out to Jake. I don't have a problem with Canadians.
I don't either. I'm just
What about you, Blake? Who you got?
I've got Jawan Pitts for my first pick. He's 28 years old, video editor, and it just seems like somebody who has just always watched the game, wants to jump in and see what he can do. And I'm going to be really shallow, but looking at his picture, he looks like pretty calm, cool, and collected, pretty serious, and I like that. So, just gut reaction, first instinct. I like the way he's looking.
Nice. For my next one, I'm gonna go with Sophie Saragretti. She is 31, and she is somebody that she says would be somewhat handy, and says that she's fairly athletic. She surfs, does a couple different things there, but her occupation is something that kind of caught me. She's a strategy associate. So obviously strategy is a big part of Survivor. I think that's be obviously up her alley. So big kind of positive there, but be my second pick.
My second pick's going to be Savannah Louie. She's a former reporter, and I think that's going to fare very well for her. I think she's going to be approachable. I think she's going to be personable and be able to kind of get information out of people just by simply having conversations with them. She's no nonsense, according to one of the 3 words that describe her. I'm curious to see what a no nonsense approach to Survivor looks like, if that's really true to what she is. But 2 people that she identifies the most with, 2 previous players, are Kim Spradlin, who is one of the better winners of Survivor, and Dee from Survivor 45, who best new era winner. So if she's anything like either 2 of those players, and I think she's going to fare really well and have a shot at winning.
My next pick is Sophie Balladari. I think that's how you say it, but she's an entrepreneur from Miami. So if you know anything about entrepreneurs, you are always putting yourself out there, taking risk. But the big thing that kind of stuck out to me, she said in a piece that I was reading, that she identifies with Natalie Anderson, but she wants to play a combination of Cirie and Genevieve's game. So strategic but ruthless with a strong emotional connections. And if she can put that together, I mean, untouchable. Like those 2 combinations would be amazing. So
My next one's going to be Matt Williams. He is one that you look at him, kind of seems like a laid back guy. He's got dreads. Not that everybody that has dreads just laid back, but seems like a laid back guy based on what he says. Was one that always kind of made fun of people on Survivor, and everybody told him, get off your couch and go do it yourself. And so he took that step. One thing that he said that I thought was funny is, what previous player would you identify the most? And he said Joe, and he said he is a true gentleman and chiseled like a Roman god. We have a lot in common. So seems like he's kind of just a fun, lighthearted guy. And he said he wanted to play most like Kinsey. Said that she was very likable and wanted to be like that are similar to her in that situation, that way.
My next pick is going to be Rizzo, or the self-proclaimed Riz God. We have known about Rizzo for a few months now. He's already kind of been, people have been memeing about him in the Survivor community. So I think if people are already talking about you, you're probably maybe going to fare pretty well. There's rumors that he's one of the contestants from season 49 that's going to be on season 50. But no, a couple things that stuck out to me. He comes from an Albanian immigrant household. His parents were working 2 jobs to put food on the table. And he had a lot of responsibility growing up. So I think his upbringing will help him do really well. Player that he identified with, David Wright, because he's the epitome of perseverance. He never gave up and went from zero to hero. He went from someone anxious to being one of the best players of the season. And he said he never gave up, and I identify with that mindset. So, what about you, Blake?
My next pick is Nate Moore. He's 47 from California, as a film producer. For the thing that kind of stuck out for me, was the 3 words to describe himself: joyful, intelligent, and crafty. Kind of seems like, maybe a little strategic. And I don't know, anytime although I said in previous episodes of this that I want to see some more villainous characters, he seems like he may be on the strategic side, but pretty happy-go-lucky, and I like that. So
Nice. For my next pick, I'm going to go with Sage. I don't know how you say her last name, but there was really kind of just 2 big things that stuck out for me, or 2 kind of main points. First one, she was enlisted in the Army right out of high school, so kind of went through some adversity there, kind of maybe comfortable in some uncomfortable situations. And then she said that she likes to kind of game or play some different games, and one big one was Among Us. So kind of knowing the background there of trying to seek out and figure out who is the imposter and some of that. So maybe being able to lie detect and some of that would be good. So
My next pick is MC. So 3 words to describe MC: competitive, high energy, and goofy. Which tells me, high energy and goofy tells me she's going to be a really strong social player, and having a great social game is going to get you really far in Survivor. So I think those are great traits to have to describe yourself. Something that stuck out to me was, what is something we would never know from looking at you? Season 47 was the first season I ever watched of Survivor. I quickly became obsessed, binge watched half the seasons, and now here I am. So she is a somewhat new Survivor fan. I shouldn't say somewhat new. She's a very new Survivor fan. And I think, having consumed half the seasons, like she said, she's going to have so much information and so much data and so much just recent stuff to look at. She's going to be able to put that information and knowledge and put it to her own experience.
yeah.
I like it. My next pick is Nicole Mazzullo. She's a 26-year-old financial crime consultant. I'm very, very intrigued by that job. Financial crime is always intriguing to me. Got to put the pieces together and kind of follow the trail, see who's lying, see who's not. Like, I don't know. I like that. But jovial, quick-witted, adaptable, she said, were 3 words to describe her. And then she said she identifies most with Jam Jam. And, like, those are big shoes to fill. Somebody who is incredibly likable, but cutthroat as well. And I think it's a good combination.
Nice. All right, for my last pick, but not least, I'm going with Steve Rom. He is I would say, I guess you could say, kind of a brainiac. He's a rocket scientist, works at NASA. Um, kind of, he said somebody that he thought of himself like or something was Charlie. I really enjoyed Charlie, one of my favorites. And then what was it? Oh, he grew up with an undiagnosed hearing condition. So he just thought that he couldn't hear, or he thought everybody else heard like him. And I think it wasn't until he was in his 20s that he found out that he couldn't hear, like, I think a good majority of it. So gave him like good observational skills. So could be good to have that advantage.
My next pick is going to be Alex Moore, and I think he's going to be awesome. So his occupation, he's a political communications director. So he works in Washington, D.C. What's one life experience you feel has prepared you for the game? He said, when I was 23, I was promoted to communications director after 1 year and became one of the youngest communication directors ever on Capitol Hill. That's insane. I quickly had to learn what information to share and what to withhold, important in Survivor, and how to frame messaging in the most clear, concise, beneficial way possible. So he's using his political background in Survivor, and I think that all those skills are going to do really well in just the realm of communication on Survivor.
I'll be curious to see if he tells people he's in politics.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like almost worse than telling people you're a lawyer.
Yeah.
So, no, I like it. The last guy that I picked is Jason Truel. He is 32 years old from California. He's a law clerk, but kind of reading his bio, asked, why will you be the sole survivor? And this part I just love. So I'll read it. It says, I'm just a small little guy. People will underestimate me, and even though I'm goofy and look full of weakness, the one thing I know I kick ass at is adapting, learning from my mistakes, and rallying hard. If they keep me long enough, they can't stop me. And I like it.
Reading through this cast list has got me even more excited. Like, getting to see some of who they are, obviously before we were able to see like photos, but a little bit about the person. This is where I'm excited.
Same. Who's your last pick, Logan?
Last pick. My last pick is Kimberly Annie Davis. So Kimberly, she was a CEO of her own company. And so she went through a lot there, having to be strong, do some there. But she said one thing that made her prepared for the game as a CEO and an entrepreneur, she had to learn how to separate business from emotion. So keeping those separate, but also kind of intertwining them in certain decisions, but looking at the kind of whole picture there and not letting the emotions get in the way 100%. So
It's a solid tribe you put together.
I like it. Not as good as yours.
Yeah, it's a top 3 tribe. So, you know.
That's right.
My final pick is Christina Mills. 3 words to describe you: adaptable, loyal, random. Random could be kind of fun on Survivor. But something that stuck out to me: which previous player do you identify with the most? It says, after watching Survivor Panama, I'm convinced I'm Cirie 2.0. Like Cirie, I'm first playing the game at 35, have young kids, and absolutely love my comfortable couch. I've never been camping, and I'm choosing to get out of my comfort zone. So we speak very highly of Cirie on this show. She's one of the best to never win the game. And you see the legacy that Cirie has built since Survivor Panama, playing Survivor multiple times, both in the U.S. and Australia, playing Traitors, playing Big Brother. So if Christina can be Cirie 2.0, then I think that's a win for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. My last pick is Shannon Fairweather. She seems like very much a free spirit, which could be good, could be bad. Um, One thing in her bio that made me laugh, and then I'll tell you what I really liked that she said. So, 3 words to describe you: free, passionate, I make things happen, faithful, spunky, confident, in love with life. So she really narrowed it down to 3 words. It wasn't even 3 things with multiple words. I mean, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 different things. So, could be interesting. But talking about the players that she identifies with the most, Jam Jam, Boston Rob, and Marianne. So, kind of again, an interesting combination. And if she can fill those shoes, could be a lot of fun. But I'm curious to see how she plays the game, because she seems kind of out there, and I don't know, could be entertaining. So yeah, that's our tribe. We'll kind of keep you guys posted throughout the weeks and who gets voted out, and I don't know, we'll come up with some little competition between the 3 of us. Maybe loser gets a tattoo or something. I'm not getting a tattoo, but we'll keep you guys posted on that and see who is the big winner. And then at some point, I don't remember when we did it before, maybe once the merge happens, we'll all pick a winner. Yeah. So stay tuned for that as well. But yeah, what else we have?
I think that's it for this week. I mean, we made it.
We're here.
We did it.
It's time.
4-month layoff, and now it's time to grind, get into it.
Is the first episode of the year or the season 2 hours?
Believe so.
Cool.
I think it might even be 3, but because I know that they moved. Amazing Race usually follows Survivor on Wednesdays, but they moved Amazing Race to Thursday for next week.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that both Amazing Race and Survivor are 2-hour episodes.
Gotcha. Sweet.
That actually makes sense. Yeah.
Sweet.
So, yeah, I'm pumped. So, I mean, we've said a lot of things that we want to see, and for this to kind of wrap up the 40s, it's got big shoes to fill. And as I think one of the most recent episodes we've done, every season kind of seems to elevate on top of the next or on top of the past one. So I'm very excited to see how this is going to be different and elevate it, above 48. So, because 48 itself was obviously a pretty different season. So I'm pumped. And like you said, Logan, reading through this cast list has got me even more excited. So
I think it's got some good people. Not that we haven't had good people in the previous seasons, but based on what I'm seeing here, it looks like a good group. So I'm hopeful.
I agree. Well, check us out on all the socials. We'll have those up on the screen and in the show notes. And be sure to join our bracketology. So I think it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. I've never done anything like this before, and I've always wanted to. So now that I have people to do it with, I'm pretty pumped. So
yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will see you guys next week, and happy season 49. Go ahead and say goodbye, Logan.
Goodbye, Logan.